MF Hussain. What is your opinion about MF Hussain? Tell me.
My opinion about MF Hussain is, I personally told MF Hussain that I would defend him to come back in this country, though I might have found his depictions offensive. He had a right as artistic expression, and I would try and get him back to this country. He has consulted me as a lawyer. So don't brandish that. Don't brandish me with the extremist.
You can't have two double standards. On professional
side,
you have got a different opinion.
What a very
on personal side, you have got a different opinion.
I believe in complete...
Arnav.
1 minute, gentlemen.
I'm not.
Can I say something?
1 minute, gentlemen. 1 minute. 1 minute. Sudhir Telang wants to come in. Sudhir Telang, go ahead. I'm coming to you. Sudhir Telang wants to come to the debate. Hear him from, because he's from Berlin tonight.
When Mr. Farooq is talking about MF Hussain, let me say very clearly that BJP government made life difficult for him, but the Congress government also didn't help him. So there is a vested interest in all the governments in keeping the vote bank alive.
It's completely
and the other thing I want to say about this cartoon, particularly these cartoons, is that this boy has tried to emulate the shoe thrower at P. Chidambaram. This cartoon is like throwing a shoe at P. Chidambaram. But Chidambaram had forgiven that boy, if you remember correctly. Isn't it?
Now,
and I want to tell you that,
Mr. Telang,
we don't have to fall into the trap of politicians.
No, Mr. Telang, my question is very simple. Now I will take this cartoon. Kiran Bedi, I want your attention, because you say you haven't seen the cartoon. Vikas Singh just coming to you. But Kiran Bedi, I am now going to show the cartoon. I'm going to turn the page. The cartoon is on this side. I will not put it on the camera. But Kiran Bedi, I'm going to show it now to your colleague in India Against Corruption, Mr. Mayank Gandhi. And I want his response. Now, I want a response from you, Mayank Gandhi. See this cartoon and just tell me whether it desecrates the Constitution of India. Yes or no?
No.
Does this cartoon desecrate the Constitution of India? I'm asking you a second
time. Did he say no?
No, I am asking you a clear, I'm responding to this. What he's trying to say is that Kasab is insulting the Constitution of India and nobody is doing anything about it.
Well,
so he is trying to point his finger at Kasab and the way the government functions.
And there is no other way to do it than this. Look at this cartoon.
It's in very bad taste.
It's in very bad taste. Then why is Prashant Bhushan, Arvind Kejriwal justifying it?
No, if you remember what Voltaire said that I disagree with you completely, but I will fight till the last last drop of blood to safeguard your right to say.
He spoke of,
I agree with that.
Sudhir Dar wants to respond. Sudhir Dar, go ahead.
Was Voltaire referring to the Constitution of India? This is our Constitution. This is what gives you oxygen. This is what gives this democracy oxygen.
Right.
Mr. Dar,
you're shutting off that oxygen.
Mr. Dar, I want to just say a couple of things. I have met this young boy today.
No, listen to it.
Yeah.
Mayank, look, I have great regard for this young man's talent. I think, he'll be turning into a fine cartoonist. But you don't start from the bottom up. You've got to you must know where to draw the line. The line stops at the belt.
My question,
belt. You don't go below the belt.
My question to Kiran Bedi is this.
No, let me
once. I want to ask Kiran Bedi. Now, Ms. Bedi, you cannot in the process. You can and must and question politicians. This channel also has, and the media has on a daily basis. My question to you is, Ms. Kiran Bedi, where do you cross the line? Where do you cross the line? Who determines where you cross the line? And I will now show the second cartoon to Mayank Gandhi. So Mayank Gandhi, have a look at this. Have a look at this cartoon. And I will say nothing, but I will say this is a crude representation of something happening to Mother India. It's not even good enough to describe as a D-grade Hindi movie still.
But Arnab, after you show me, you must let me respond.
No, first of all, you tell me, are you making the guy who painted this a hero?
This is in poor taste, is what I am saying. But I don't think it is sedition.
Question to you is, will you defend everybody's right and say, I will not let anybody insult anybody's religion, right? Won't you?
No, but
will you let anybody insult anybody's religion?
This is not sedition.
What about the insult to your country?
No, this is not sedition. What is?
What about
it is not insulting the country. He's just showing that the politicians are looting this country in a very crude form.
How crude is this?
Extremely
on
crude.
a crudeness scale of 0 to 10, how crude
it is 11.
It is 11.
No, it is crude, no question. But it is not sedition. He is not a Deshdrohi. He is loving this country. He is showing it in a very poor manner.
Forget the sedition argument. My question to Vikas Singh, and I want to go to former additional Solicitor General Vikas Singh. I don't know, have you seen any of these cartoons, Vikas Singh, first of all?
Yes, Arnab. Before coming on this channel, I had a look at these 4 cartoons which for which he has been arrested.
What do you make of it? What would you tell Kiran Bedi? Because Kiran Bedi hasn't seen the cartoons, but is taking a position tonight. What would you say to Kiran Bedi?
I'll tell you, Arnab, if you see the section 124A of the IPC, which is the sedition section, where the punishment goes up to life imprisonment, it says if you show any contempt or any disrespect to the government established by law. Now you tell me, if the Constitution of India is being shown in that manner, or the Parliament is being shown in the manner in which it has been shown, with the flag on the top of the Parliament, I mean, I can understand the Arnab 124A was brought in by the Britishers. The penal code is from 1860. But after the Constitution of India came and we had the right to freedom of speech and expression, which is Article 19(1)A as a fundamental right, the very section, the constitutional validity of section 124A came up before the Supreme Court, because it said it is directly in contravention with this fundamental right that has been guaranteed under the Constitution. And the Supreme Court upheld the validity of 124A. And 124A straight away says that if you show disrespect also or contempt to the government established by law. Now you tell me, what more can you say? I mean, you may have a grievance that the right people are not coming into the parliament, but ultimately we, the people of India, are sending them to the parliament. So we can't, denigrate the institution because the wrong people are coming in. I mean, who's sending?
Kiran Bedi, as a follow-up to that, as a follow-up to that, Kiran Bedi, my question to you is: you want to question corrupt politicians, but in the process, do you need to desecrate national symbols?
The institution.
Hurt national pride.
Do you need to desecrate the institution?
Do you need to desecrate institutions to make that point?
I would want this matter to be independently and properly investigated, because the investigation is not complete, and the investigation could exactly lead to something like that the man has desecrated, has hurt the sentiments of people, has hurt the dignity of the Constitution and the flag. It could come to that.
But
why are we jumping to conclusions?
But your colleagues
why don't we let the police
because
investigate?
your colleagues in India Against Corruption, including Mr. Mayank Gandhi, with all respect, are turning this act into some virtue. That is why. Because you're making this man out to be a hero. That, a champion of freedom of expression. Your colleagues are.
No, but
personally speaking, I would like to see proper investigation, and maybe the investigation leads to the conclusion and the sentiments we're moving towards. But I think we're jumping to conclusions, every one of us, and I don't want to jump to that conclusion.
Sudhir Dar raised his hand, Mahesh Jetmalani raised his hand, Sudhir Telang has raised his hand. Who do I go to first? I go across to Sudhir Dar first, the most senior person on our panel. Sudhir Telang, experience first.
I'm the oldest, I'm sure.
Yes.
And the oldest.
Yes.
Arnab, I just want to say this to Kiran, which is an old friend. She's much younger than I am, so I'm sorry if I've insulted her. Kiran, you should really see the cartoons. You must see the cartoons. It'll change your mind. I had a vague idea what they were, but when I saw them, they really made me sit up. I mean, here's a young man with passion. Good. He's got fire in the belly. All right, good. Good. But
Sudhir,
hang on. But just douse that fire a little. Don't burn yourself out. Don't burn yourself out. That's
Sudhir, I'm not declaring.
Take it easy.
I'm not declaring the cartoon. Sudhir, I'm not declaring the cartoon is guilty or innocent. That's exactly what I'm trying to avoid. Some of us are declaring him innocent, and some of us are declaring him guilty. I want this to be the privilege of the investigating authorities, which is the police. I think that's what I'm saying.
Kiran Bedi, this is because why you have not seen it.
Kiran.
Because you have not seen it.
Kiran,
one second. Kamal Farooqi also coming in. Sudhir Dar. Kamal Farooqi is making a point to Kiran Bedi. Go ahead, Kamal Farooqi, please.
Sure.
Yeah, Kiran, I, with all my respect for you also, you have not seen them. And when I'm saying it, when Sudhir Bhai is also saying, Sudhir Telang is also saying, you must believe it, that the cartoons are it's such in a bad taste. I would not like even to see it again, because it has desecrated the constitution, it has ruined Mother India, it has definitely demolished the entire parliamentary system.
Yeah, you have to. What, so Mayank Gandhi wants to take you on. Mayank Gandhi, go ahead.
So why don't we wait?
No,
I'm saying, why don't we still wait for aren't our investigating officers Indians?
But Kiran,
don't they have a love for the country?
Kiran Bedi, it's an open and shut case. There is a National Emblem Act. You have been one of India's best known IPS officers. You know what the desecration of what under the National Emblem Act. I can't do it as a journalist. You couldn't have done it as a police officer.
Let me clearly say.
I'm not declaring him innocent, am I?
Well,
I'm not declaring
your
him
colleagues
innocent.
at the India
I
Against
think we
Corruption
must start trusting investigating officers.
Your colleagues Prashant Bhushan and Arvind Kejriwal.
Calm down.
Your colleagues Prashant Bhushan and Arvind Kejriwal are directly or indirectly justifying what he has done, and that's my question to you tonight. Why?
No,
My answer would be they've done it as individuals.
No, this is cartoons against corruption, part of India against corruption. Sudhir Telang wants to come in.
No, first I need to clarify 2 or 3 things.
You tell me today.
A cartoon against corruption is not part of India against corruption. 1. 2, it can be in very poor taste, but it does not warrant sedition and life imprisonment. Here is a person, a young boy who has passion for the country. He draws something in extremely poor taste. You are not going to put him under bars for his life. He is not a Deshdrohi. He loves this country, and he has visually depicted. It can be in poor taste, it can be bad drawings, it can be bad thinking, but he cannot be put in jail for life.
Absolutely.
I think it's a ridiculous.
To your point of overstatement, whether he needs to be jailed for life, I completely agree.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not justifying the kind of poor taste that he is doing, but I am saying you cannot punish him for such a small thing, for in such a major way, for sedition. Sedition is a law that has been made in 1860 by the British, and in which Gandhi and Gokhale has been put behind bars. This is a free country. We are a democracy. It's not going to shake by some drawing done by a young 24-year-old boy.
Certainly it won't. But the question is about turning
I think this is overstatement.
We have a response coming in from Sudhir Telang in Berlin, and Mahesh Jetmalani, will come back into the argument after that. Yes, Sudhir Telang, please.
Arnab, see, I've heard Kiran and Mr. Dar also and Kamal Farooqi also. The thing is that in the West, for example, in America, they use their flag as bikini. In England also, their flag is, a lot of people wear them in bikini and underwear also. So they have different sensibilities. In
toilet
England,
paper.
They can draw cartoons
use
of
it as
Margaret
toilet
Thatcher
paper.
or the Queen in the nude. Yes, and they can draw cartoons of Margaret Thatcher and the Queen of England in the nude.
I don't think we need to follow any certain Western sensibilities here.
Absolutely.
I simply felt, I feel somewhere India Against Corruption, some members of India Against Corruption, and maybe individuals like Mahesh Jetmalani as well are using the opportunity, to make their points. Maybe they have a good point, but you picked up a terrible example, Mahesh Jetmalani. You want to make a good point, but you picked up a terrible example for it.